Nigeria marked her 63rd independence anniversary on October 1st with a strike threat by organized labor looming on the horizon. The removal of subsidy on fuel and the floating of the Naira, which led to the local currency exchanging at about 1,000 Naira to the United States dollar, had led to untold hardship. Transport fares and prices of goods and services had risen astronomically and remained so. In the face of this, the umbrella unions of Nigerian workers, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) both issued a strike threat on Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. After some frantic negotiations between representatives of the government and Labour, the federal government announced some stopgap measures to avert the proposed strike. One of the measures announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his Independence Day broadcast was that the least paid workers would receive an additional 25,000 Naira monthly.
We are introducing a provisional wage award increment to enhance the federal minimum wage without causing undue inflation. For the next 6 months, the average low-grade worker shall receive an additional 25,000 Naira per month to ensure better grassroots development.
But as the agitation mounted, the federal government increased the amount to 35,000 Naira. In addition, the extra pay would now include all federal government workers.
The federal government grants a wage award of 35,000 Naira only to all federal government workers, beginning from the month of September, pending when a new minimum wage is expected to have been signed into law. 2. A minimum wage committee shall be inaugurated within 1 month from the date of this agreement.
Based on that and other promises, Labour has suspended the proposed strike to allow for time to perfect the agreement reached between it and the federal government.
The strike has now officially been suspended based on this agreement, and the federal government is committing itself to ensuring that all the aspects of this agreement will be implemented.
The workers at the state level will have organs in those places that use this as a benchmark to go towards the implementation.
We have signed this agreement with the belief that government will act in utmost good faith. We signed this agreement with the belief that every single item in this agreement are implementable. Every single item in this agreement, we are extremely serious about them, and we wish to also reiterate that we are expecting 100% implementation and not a 99% in any way.
It will be recalled that before those negotiations, the federal government has announced some palliative measures, the highlight of which was the release of 5 billion Naira to each of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja, to caution the adverse effects of the removal of fuel subsidy. In line with our tradition, True Vision Online Television sent out our crew, made up of reporters Mata Ogbole and Godwin Elisha, and the cameramen Idris Adekunle and Gabriel Odenwoju, to sound out some members of the public on their reactions.
My name is Mata Ogbole from True Vision TV.
So 35,000 can't solve anything, because now if you look at most civil servants, apart from feeding, look at cost of transportation. Look at now, school fees are now going up. People are now hiking school fees now. So how much? What is 35,000 going to do? It's not even old enough. It's not even enough for you to sponsor a child for 1 week. You have almost like 3 children, 4 children, some are in primary, some are in the nursery. If they are going to school now, the basket they carry, there is food, there is juice, there is water. So that one, a week alone, that 35,000 can't even solve it for 4 of them in a week. Not to say it's a month or so I can't benefit from the 35,000 it's not something we can benefit from. The money is just too small.
Though he meets the expectation, but not to what the citizens are expecting. Because now, if I'm to tell you now, the additional money be given to the civil servants will not even like take them anywhere. Because one, the fuel is still at the same price, nothing is changed, and hearing about dollar keep on increasing every day. So it's as if he did 1%, or let me say 1% of what the people are expecting. So that is so probably it will reduce most of their need, but really it will not like take them far with the amount we given to them.
Actually, the minimum wage is very okay, but lack of things, it's not everybody that are working that are giving salary. You should understand. Most of our artisan, labor, the transport fare is very critical. I wish to help us beg the government or the president to reduce the fare price. Moreover, we are hearing some of information say that have been subsidy, but moreover, that still paying the marketer is not fair. That is not the best. We are just urging, please, the federal government or the president, that fair price of a thing is very critical. Most of international market, we have like fashion house there. Everybody, most of the sales guys, they need to come to work because the fair price of a thing, the transport very critical. Most of them they need to come to work. Most of them are collecting 20,000. Out of that 20,000, you spend a lot of transportation of 15,000 there. Then you eat. What next again?
We still have setbacks concerning the minimum wage. I don't know. So we don't know when it's going to be effective. The federal government is saying something. Labour is saying another thing. So I think the 25% increment is not really enough in Nigeria right now, because how much is transportation? How much is feeding? So if you're talking of increasing the minimum wage, I would advise the federal government to go with what Labour is talking about the 100,000 minimum wage. I think that would be fair.
Talking about the minimum wage, it's not bad, but I'm trying to say that not all the Nigerians partake of the minimum wage. In short, many of Nigerians are not government workers, and they are not in the payroll of the government. Talking about the subsidy itself, the subsidy affected everybody, not only the government workers. Because if they are like putting it one side, they are not meeting up to our demands. Our demand is that the factories, which is refineries, must be put in place so that fuel will come down. And every other person will not be running hater-skater, because we are all in ocean. We are swimming to get out of the ocean which we landed in. So these things is not something that we can say that is it good or it's not. It's not good. It didn't favor everyone. We want in a grant that it will favor all.
But what is 35,000 in the present day economy of Nigeria? It's unfortunate. You see, when you think of what the National Assembly people are taking home, how can you be paying yourself? It's not done anywhere. Determining your salary. That's criminal. You understand? And you are talking of increasing pays for those that are still in service. What of those that have served meritoriously and left the service? Are they not buying from the same economy? So you see, the mentality of our leaders need to be, checked.
As can be seen from their responses, Nigerians regard the federal government's offer as a drop in the ocean. Instead of that, they want something more enduring than stopgap measures or palliatives. They want something more comprehensive than selective appeasement that exclude majority of the people. They want a policy that is more equitable than the present situation, where those holding selective and appointive offices live in privileged solution from the suffering masses. Will President Bola Ahmed Tinubu rise to the situation, or do we expect another round of uncertainty with Labour spoiling for a fight? Only time will tell. Also, Meglina, reporting for True Vision.